Hey everybody, and welcome to the weekly scopes from the 23rd to the 29th of July. Okay, so on the 23rd of July, Venus makes its transit into retrograde. I'll do a deeper explanation of this, but this is the summary version. So Venus goes retrograde about once every 19 months, and it lasts for about 40 days in retrograde. So one of the positives of Venus retrograde is that it allows us to reflect on our relationships and love life. It's a time to reevaluate our values and desires in our romantic partnerships. This can lead to greater clarity and understanding in our relationships. On the downside, it can cause misunderstandings and miscommunications in our relationships, and it may be a time when past relationships come back to haunt us. So it's essential to be mindful of potential challenges and to approach our relationships with care during this time. The best use of Venus retrograde is to take some time out for introspection and self-reflection, particularly in the realm of love and relationships. Also today at 7:16 a.m. the moon void of course starts. Moon void of course is when some astrologers say it's best to put off some things, important things, meetings, trips and stuff, especially if you're feeling out of sorts sort of things, or you've got strong moon energy, Cancer energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Neptune energy in your charts and stuff. Also today at 1:42 a.m. GMT times, or times are in GMT. So Chiron is an asteroid in astrology that represents our deepest wounds and the healing journey that follows it. When Chiron is stationary retrograde, it means that it appears to be moving backwards in its orbit from our vantage point on Earth. So this can have both positive and negative effects on our lives, as can all astrology transits. So one of the biggest benefits of Chiron retrograde is that it can help us to reflect and introspect on our past traumas and pain, allowing us to process and heal from them. This can lead to greater self-awareness and a stronger sense of emotional resilience. However, Chiron retrograde can also bring up old wounds that have not yet been fully healed, causing us to feel vulnerable and emotionally sort of like raw. So it's important to approach this time with self-compassion and seek support from loved ones and a therapist if needed. The best use of Chiron retrograde is to take advantage of this introspective energy and use it as an opportunity for deep healing and growth. By acknowledging and working through our past wounds, we can become stronger and more resilient as individuals. Also today, Mercury is making a square to Uranus. So what does that mean? Well, it means brace yourself for some original and eccentric ideas that may come your way. This alignment can make it a bit more challenging for you to see things from other people's perspective, or other people to see things from your perspective. And we've got Venus and Chiron going into retrograde, so this can be explosive. People can become more inflexible and rigid at this time, making it tricky to appreciate different points of view. So yeah, people may become more easily excitable, nervous right now, so it can be like having butterflies in your stomach all the time. So don't be surprised if you experience some breakdowns in communication, or even encounters with transportation delays, issues, cars breaking down, computers and stuff breaking down or not working and stuff. And if any of these things happen to you, don't worry too much, because life is all about navigating through these twists and turns. This transit at its best can bring sudden and exciting changes, allowing you to break free from our patterns and routines, feeling a greater sense of freedom and inspiration, and also increasing your creativity. It can also bring new friendships and collaborations or business ventures your ways. But on the negative side, this can lead to unexpected and disruptive events that can cause you frustration and confusion. And as mentioned earlier, this transit can result in communication breakdowns, misunderstandings and conflicts with others. It may also lead to impulsive decision making, which can have negative consequences. So the best use of this transit is to remain flexible and adaptable while being cautious and thoughtful in decision making. This can lead to a more balanced and positive experience during this time, so keep an open mind, stay flexible and embrace the unique ideas that come your way, because who knows, this alignment may just bring some unexpected excitement and opportunities for growth. On the 24th of July, Venus, which represents our values, desires and relationships, while Neptune is associated with spirituality, dreams and illusions, form a quincunx today, which is a 150 degree angle. There can be a sense of disorientation, confusion and uncertainty in our relationships and creative projects. So right now it's best to brace yourself for some unrealistically lovey-dovey thoughts that might mess up with your rational thinking for some of you. It's a time to be careful because there's a sense of being misunderstood or having your romantic hopes crossed. So, go ahead with your lovey-dovey things and, put yourself out there, but also protect yourself and nurture yourself and prepare for the worst as well as prepare for the best. So, yeah, the silver lining of this energy is that your artistic creativity can get a boost. Because this transit offers the opportunity to connect with our spiritual side and explore our creativity in new and imaginative ways, some of you may create a masterpiece because this transit allows your creative juices to flow and make something beautiful out of this cosmic chaos, which can be Venus's quincunx to Neptune. It can inspire you to pursue your dreams and tap into your intuition for guidance. As mentioned, the downside to this transit is that it can make you struggle to see things clearly and may make you prone to deception or romanticizing situations or people. During this transit, you must be cautious in your relationships and creative projects and expression, and avoid making impulsive decisions that may lead to disappointment or regret. The best use of this transit is to engage in self-reflection, journaling and meditation to gain clarity and insight into your values and desires. You can use this energy to connect with your inner self and align your relationships and creative projects with your spiritual paths. Mercury also makes its entry into Leo on the 25th of July. So on the positive side, this transit can boost confidence and creativity in our communication skills. You may find yourself expressing ideas and thoughts more boldly and with greater enthusiasm, which can lead to increased recognition and admiration for others. This is also a great time for artists and performers, as the energy of Leo can help you tap into your innate talents and shine in the spotlight. On the negative side, Mercury in Leo can also lead to ego-driven communication and an overemphasis on self-promotion. You may also find yourself more concerned with how you appear to others rather than the substance of what we are actually saying or what they're saying. So just watch out for red flags, make sure you're telling the truth, watch out for manipulation and stuff like that. It's helpful to be mindful of this tendency to over-exaggerate and do too much, and strive for a healthy balance of self-expression and humbleness, being down to earth. The best use of this transit is to harness the energy of Leo to express yourself more authentically and confidently, while also remaining grounded and humble. By doing so, you can tap into your creative potential and connect with others in a meaningful way. Also today, the moon enters Libra at 6:43, so this can make us more sociable and want to connect with others. Negatively, it can also make us more indecisive. If you want to know more about the moon in Libra, check out the playlist. Also today, the moon enters its first quarter moon phase at 11:07 p.m, which can also make us impatient, frustrated and increase the conflict with others that Venus, quincunx, Neptune can bring. So it's important to stay focused on our goals and not be swayed by other people's opinions and agendas, and be flexible and adaptable in our approach to achieving our goals today, and watch out for unexpected obstacles or setbacks that can come up as well. If you want to know more about the first quarter moon, check out the playlist as well. On the 26th of July, the moon enters via combustor. So the moon via combustor is a stage when the moon moves from Libra to Scorpio, and as the moon moves from Scorpio into Sagittarius. So on the positive side, the moon's entry into via combustor can bring about regeneration and a sense of renewed energy. It's good and supports the creative inspiration for artists, writers and musicians, so supporting us to get more in touch maybe with our emotions by expressing ourselves through playing an instrument, jumping, listening to music or podcasts, or just chilling out, painting, writing poetry and stuff. Some astrologers believe that via combustion can lead to a sense of confusion and make us feel kind of confused and disorientated, feeling like we don't know where we're going, and can increase our fearful emotions and conflicts in relationships as well. So for those who are prone to anxiety, stress, the moon in via combustion can be a challenging time. So although there's negative sort of things that happen, and because it amplifies emotional, especially negative, doing commerce, I feel our emotions, even the negative ones, can be positive because they give us insight into ourselves. Although, you know, all this can happen, stress and anxiety, it can also provide us with insight on the things we need to keep on healing, and this can help us grow and change and encourage us to reflect on our goals, aspirations, on our emotions. So also today on the 26th of July, the moon enters void of course at 6:39 p.m. Also today on the 26th, Mercury is making a quincunx to Neptune, so it's all about the power of imagination. So picture this: people can be thinking about one thing and saying another, misinterpreting stuff and being at risk from deception or misrepresenting facts. So just watch out for the red flags of manipulation, lying, telling people what they want to hear. Just try and be honest, even if you feel or it may hurt their feelings right now. We should be on guard against getting exposed to pesky lies or misunderstandings, and watch out for miscommunications too, as they can really mess things up. And don't get me started on the faulty judgment and unrealistic ideas that may come with it, because in astrology, Mercury represents communication, intelligence and mental processes, and Neptune represents spirituality, intuition, illusion as well, and imagination. So when these two come together in a quincunx aspect, there can be a sense of confusion or a lack of clarity in communication and decision making, and this may manifest as a misinterpretation of information or difficulty in expressing yourself effectively. So it's important to be mindful of misunderstandings and take extra care in making important decisions during this time. On the positive side, this transit can increase the sense of intuition and creativity, making it a good time to tap into your spiritual and imaginative side and to explore new ideas and perspectives. This transit can also make us gain a deeper understanding or misunderstanding. In some cases, with others, people can mislead us down the garden path, or they can help us to understand, or we may just come into understanding ourselves more. Also, we can have more empathy in our communications with others. The key to this transit and using it effectively is to stay grounded and maintain a balance between the logical and intuitive aspects of yourself. And the best use of this transit is to embrace the spiritual and creative energies while being mindful of miscommunications, taking extra care in decision making, watching out for overindulging in drink and alcohol, which is always the case with Neptune transit, which can cloud your judgment and your thinking as well, making you promise things like saying I love you when you're intoxicated and stuff like that. So just watch out for that. So transiting Mercury, quincunx Neptune can be tricky, but if we stay alert and keep our wits about us, we can navigate through it just fine. On the 27th of July, the moon enters Scorpio, which can, we can be in for a wild sort of wide, but ultimately this transit is all about diving deep into our emotions and uncovering hidden truths. It's a good time to release our baggage and make room for new beginnings. Scorpio is known for its intense energy and determination, so use this transit to channel your inner power and go after what you want. But beware that this transit can bring out the darker sides of ourselves and other people, making us jealous, possessive and obsessive. So just watch out for that. If you want to know more about what to do during the moon in Scorpio and what to watch out for, check out the playlist. Also today, transiting Mercury is hanging out with Venus, so this brings a sort of light-hearted energy, which is good because the moon's in Scorpio, which can make us, really deep. So this can, make us experience the deep with a bit of laughter. This can increase communication with friends, loved ones and even strangers, and make it more light-hearted and more natural during this time. You may find yourself having effortless and enjoyable conversations. Plus, if you are charming and polite, you can make new friends and influence influence people, so this is not to manipulate them, but it could be good for sort of sales and marketing sort of work. It's a great time for socializing or digging into matters of the heart or art. Mercury's conjunction to Venus brings a harmonious energy to our relationships and communication, making it a great time to not only connect with loved ones, but to express ourselves creatively as well. Also today, Mercury is making a quincunx with Pluto, so this means that we can be more razor sharp in our thinking, on our intellectual powers, so it's good for researching and persuading others through our words or actions, so it's supporting that Mercury conjunct Venus energy of being able to, not deceive others, but to get our point across. That's it, yeah, get our point across. But some people may use it to deceive, so just watch out for that. Be careful on the downside not to express extreme or fanatical opinions, as this may push people away from you. There's also a possibility of experience and mental trouble such as paranoia. Because Mercury's quincunx aspect with Pluto may bring up feelings of power struggles and control, urging us to dig deep and confront any hidden fears or insecurities that make us, control freaks. This transit challenges us to face our shadow selves and transform any limited beliefs that may be holding us back. So it's beneficial to maintain a balanced mindset and avoid getting too cunning or crafty and lying and deceiving people, and just using any power of persuasion for good today. Also today, Mercury is making a trine with the moon's north node, so this helps us establish interesting, mentally stimulating connections with others. Some of you may come across individuals who share your passions or even career goals or life goals, and these connections can open doors for exciting opportunities and expand your social and professional network. So embrace this time to engage with others who have the similar interests to you and explore new avenues of growth and exploration. Remember, it's through genuine connections that we truly influence others positively. Mercury's trine to the moon's north node offers growth and expansion opportunities, inviting us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace new experiences that align with our soul purpose. It's time to trust our intuition and then take bold action towards our goals. By harnessing the energies of these transits, we can deepen our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world, paving the way for spiritual and emotional growth. On the 28th of July, the moon leaves Combustor at 5:32 p.m. and enters void of course at 9:09 p.m. Also today, the sun is in a bit of a pickle because it's in a quincunx with Saturn, so this can be kind of hard. This can lead to some clashes with authority figures or people abusing their power. On top of that, we may have to deal with delays, frustrations and struggles to connect with important people that you need to help you. Although it can be annoying, don't lose hope, because if you stay patient and keep pushing forward through the proper channels, resisting taking any shortcuts, there's still a chance for success. Yeah, it may require some extra effort and perseverance, but don't let that discourage you. So you may have to make an important phone call, send an important email twice without being too pussy. Sometimes you just have to keep on trying to reach out within boundaries as well, so you can get to what you want. And so don't give up at the first hurdle is what I'm trying to say, but also respect other people's space and boundaries as well. There can also be some destructiveness and separations today because people can become, angry at delays. And it's important to remember that although this is not a pleasant prospect of, separation and loss, knowledge is power. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So just try and chill out and try not to, be overly pushy in your words and actions, because this can push people away, especially when you want to draw them close to you. So it's important to, stay strong and positive and push forward and remember you've got this. And although the sun's quincunx to Saturn is a complex transit symbolising the challenge between ego and responsibility, because it may bring up feelings of inadequacy, frustration and confusion as we struggle to balance our personal desires with our obligations and commitments. However, it presents an opportunity to develop self-discipline, perseverance and a greater sense of purpose. Psychologically, this transit can manifest as a feeling of being stuck or blocked in our progress. It may highlight areas where we need to take more responsibility and make tough decisions and choices. On the positive side, it can also help us identify and overcome self-limiting beliefs and behaviours. To make the most of this transit, it's important to stay grounded and focused and disciplined. You can use this time of Sun and Saturn being in quincunx over the next few days and the energy of it to stay grounded and focused and disciplined, and assess and take stock of your priorities and create a practical plan of action to move forward through any difficulties. And by embracing the challenges of this transit, you can come out stronger, wiser and more empowered. On the 29th of July, the moon enters its gibbous moon phase, and this phase happens between the first quarter moon and the full moon. So this phase is associated with progress, growth and development. It's a time of building momentum and moving forwards towards your goals. To know more about the waxing gibbous phase, check out the playlist. Also today the moon enters Sagittarius, so this can make us more fiery and optimistic and also ready for adventure as well. Negatively, it can make us too spontaneous and reckless and irresponsible. If you want to know more about the moon in Sagittarius, check out the playlist. So yeah, that was the weekly scopes from the 23rd to the 29th of July.